welcome back to Shock and Schlock. I'm your host, Gillis, and today it's going to be my personal 2025 year in review type of video. I know a lot of people do their top 10 lists, and my channel is not exactly the highest quality ever, so instead of focusing on my top 10 films of 2025, I'm going to do that really quickly. I'm going to do my bottom 4 of 2025 and my favorite discoveries of 2025, as well as a few shout outs for films that I was unable to watch until 2025, so like festival films, stuff that was touring, stuff like that I couldn't watch myself. Yeah, starting off, I'll do my top 10 really quickly, starting at 10, going to 1, really until I get to the top 5. I'm just going to go really quickly here, maybe just a couple words, but, thanks for watching this, guys, in advance. I hope you enjoy or get something from this. And try to keep it as brief as possible. I know most people aren't going to be even keeping track through this video, but, if you are interested in my takes, then here we go. Number 10 is Zach Cregger's Weapons, a film that really doesn't need an introduction. Not going to talk about it a whole lot, but, small town of people, a teacher's class of children, all of them on their own independently run out of their homes in the middle of the night, and people are trying to find out where they are, what happened, and there's, sort of maybe an evil in the town. Good stuff. Didn't care for it maybe as much as a Barbarian, Zach Cregger's previous film, but I'm still a big fan of this movie. Really good. Nice mix of comedy and horror in that one as well. It was advertised very heavily as a horror film, being very scary, but it does have its funny moments as well. Really looking forward to his Resident Evil remakes. I've been a fan since the Whitest Kids You Know days, so yeah, excited. Next one is Alex Garland and Ray Mendoza's Warfare. A very matter-of-fact look at this siege on these Navy SEALs and this combat scenario that they're involved in. It's a true story. Involves the people that made the movie. Not made the movie. People that were involved in the conflict. Told matter-of-factly. No heroes, no villains shown there. It's just what happened. So you can take from that what you will. I thought it was very anti-war because, nothing in the film is good. We do get a brief glimpse of the people that are just kind of involved in it. In the crossfire, I wish we focused more on that. But that's not what the film was going for, so I have to give Alex Garland credit for that. And I really hope the Oscars give a nomination for this in the audio category, because the sound design of this film is insane. And number 8, Akiva Schaffer's The Naked Gun remake. Big fan. Far better than it had any right to be. If you like those, if you like spoof movies or the original Naked Gun films, you're gonna enjoy it. Pamela Anderson, Liam Neeson both do a great job. There's about 1,000 jokes in the movie, and about 800 of them are good. That scenario, 80% of the jokes in this movie land, and with a movie that is as stuffed with jokes as this, that's pretty good. Found myself laughing a lot. Definitely a good one to rewatch. It's nothing mind-blowing, but it is really funny and far better than I had the right to be. Next up, at number 7, is Emily Blichfeld's The Ugly Stepsister. This one really surprised me. I believe Shudder distributed this one. It's, of course, a retelling of the ugly stepsister story from Cinderella and the lengths that she goes to woo a prince. Really gross, really dark, really funny. The lead actress is fantastic. Nasty stuff. If you're afraid of worms, do not watch it. I'll just say that. Really good. Next up would be Together from director Michael Shanks, starring real-life married couple Alison Brie and Dave Franco, as a couple sort of going through a rough spot, and they're moving to this new place, and weird stuff starts happening, and, they're, becoming literally, attracted to each other, like magnets. Super weird body horror. Super, super funny. I was laughing very heavily during this. It was just a great time. The first 5 of 2025 for me, I really enjoyed that film a lot. Highly recommend watching it. A lot of people are comparing it to The Substance. It's definitely not that, but if you're into funny movie, funny horror, comedy, body horror, give it a go. And entering the top 5, at number 5, is Park Chan-wook's No Other Choice. Absolutely phenomenal. Blew me away. I know a lot of people were unable to watch this one until this year because I know the widespread theatrical release is in 2026. I was fortunately able to catch an early screening at like the AMC premieres in early December. It's a man trying to get a new job after he's laid off, and, you know, there's a bunch of competition, and there's, you know, in his mind, no other choice but to eliminate them somehow. Super funny, super relevant. I know it's number 5, but it's probably the film from this year that's going to hold up the best with the rise of AI and everything. Very poignant, very funny, and very biting. Definitely the film that I'm most eager to rewatch, despite it being at number 5 here. And number 4, Michael B. Jordan's Sinners. Michael B. Jordan and Sinners from director Ryan Coogler, who I am not actually that big of a fan of as a director normally. Not a big, Black Panther's fine. So I really enjoyed, though, Fruitvale Station, which was, I believe, his first feature-length movie. Also starring Michael B. Jordan. Really great film, by the way, if you haven't seen that. And this just feels like a really big step up in his, filmmaking career here. I liked Creed, but this is a lot better. It's, these two gangster brothers, coming back to their small town and trying to open up, a speakeasy, for specifically, black people in their area. So because it's I forgot it was the 20s or around there, Prohibition era. So there's a lot of, obviously racism, so they're trying to make a spot for, people that are sort of pushed out of the normal, establishments there, and somewhere that they can, leave their cares behind. And, of course, this does not go as planned, as there are vampires. Won't spoil anything there. Super fantastic film, though. Every frame is in an art piece. It's a gorgeous film. Super well acted. Michael B. Jordan plays 2 characters. Big fan. Big fan of the twins in this film. He definitely carries it. I love the music in this. It's gorgeous. This is, if Sony puts this as their favorite film of the year, totally understandable. Absolutely loved it. Great. Timely. Really enjoyed it a lot. Highly recommend if you somehow haven't seen it. Next up, at number 3, was the film I was most excited for this year personally, which Paul Thomas Anderson is, of course, one of my favorite directors. Have talked about him in the past. We covered him on The Open Casket, which we'll talk about later at the end of this video because it's over. So retrospective. But one battle after another. Such a great film. It's like another epic by Paul Thomas Anderson, about these revolutionaries who, come together to, go against societal, norms in the government and military, and we cut to years later, and one of the leaders of the movement's daughter is kidnapped, and he has to save them, and it's this whole grand epic film. The car chase scene at the end of this film is one of the best I've ever seen. It's shot super well. It's super disorienting. Probably my favorite scene in the film, but every actor does a great job. Leonardo DiCaprio, Benicio del Toro especially. Sean Penn, definitely a standout. Not normally a big Sean Penn guy, but if he wins the Best Supporting Actor Oscar, I will not be surprised because he is absolutely stellar in it. Maybe not my number 1 favorite Paul Thomas Anderson movie, but definitely top 3 to 4 for sure. And number 2, my favorite non-animated film, as a sort of spoiler there, Marty Supreme, from director Josh Safdie. Blew me away. Best film that he has ever made by far. Timothée Chalamet, fantastic. Probably hopefully in the running for Best Lead Male Actor at the Oscar Awards. I mean, he's absolutely fantastic. This story of this ping pong player that will do anything to achieve his dream, and sort of his, rise, fall, and someone being at their absolute wit's end. He's not a hero. He is a man that is an absolute failure in a lot of ways, but you can't help but to sort of root for him sometimes, and others you want him to fail. Just a really good character study and piece of film in general. It's 2.5 hours long. It feels like 15 minutes. It's stellar. And my personal number one film of the year, because I'm a massive nerd weeb, Chainsaw Man, the movie, Rise Arc, from director Tatsuya Yoshihara. Oh my god. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Top 5 anime films ever made material? Damn well might be. As a big fan of the Chainsaw Man series, I was excited about this, but I did not. No one would have expected, least of all me, for this film to be as good as it is. One of the best animated films I've seen in years. Without a doubt, the best animated film this year. Probably my top 3 personal favorite anime films. At least top 5. Absolutely fantastic. The next step in the series here. You can watch this on its own though, so that's why I'm including it here. You can watch this as a separate thing if you just want to watch a really damn good anime film. You don't have to even be that familiar with the series at all. You can just go into this one, and it is stellar. Best fight scenes in any anime film I've ever seen. Best animation in the game. This is like the new high bar for any anime going forward. It is heads and shoulders above anything else competition-wise. I mean, it's ridiculously good. It is... The amount of detail and everything in this is fantastic. The voice acting, the directing, I mean, anything that you can mention. The music in this, the drama, the action, it's all there. It's all fantastic. It's, without a doubt, my favorite film of the year. I watched it 2 days in a row. It's absolutely fantastic. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. If you even have a passing interest in animated film as like a medium, not even to specifically animate, give it a watch. Trust me. But anyway, that is it for the top 10 of the year. Now for the unfortunate bottom 4 of the year. Now I'm not going to spend a ton of time on these, but boy oh boy, there were some stinkers this year, but I wanted to shave it down to 4, because this is a negative year. Let's not make it more negative. And at number 4, you guys don't get free feet there, sorry, is Heart Eyes, from director Josh Rubin. I know a lot of people are actually a fan of this movie. Thought it was absolute dog shit. Sorry. The humor did not do it for me. The gore, kills, everything. Hated it. Generic. The characters sucked. I'm sorry. I hated that film. Anyway, if you enjoyed it, good for you. All these are fine, other than number 1. If you liked my number 1 choice here, then probably not going to have the same taste in film. But anyway, number 3 is Love Hurts, from director Jonathan Eusebio, with Kei-Hong Koo, or Kei-Hu Kwan, God, Jesus. A completely soulless romantic comedy action film that squanders every bit of talent that is in the film and comes off like a movie that Hallmark made, but with about a quarter of the effort and action scenes that a 12-year-old could probably film. So, Cheeks. Number 2. A film that really ticked me off, unfortunately. Dean Fleischer Camp's Lilo and Stitch remake. Come on. I know we're in the era of live-action remakes of classic animated films, but this one was even worse by being not only a remake of something that didn't need remade. Lilo and Stitch, the original, is one of my favorite Disney films. Disney's a soulless husk at this point that does not care about anything other than making money. Their original properties suck, and their existing ones they're just doing remakes of. And this one sucked. The ending changes the entire purpose of the film. Pissed me off. Terrible film. Do not watch it. It is cheeks. And my number one worst film of the year. The worst film I've seen in a theater in the last decade. Tom Gormican's Anaconda. A pseudo remake, sequel, spiritual successor, whatever, to Anaconda. Terrible. Irredeemable dog shit. Completely useless. The most surface level comedy, meta commentary ever. And I hated it. It squanders all the talent in this film. It's written terribly. The snake is not in until the last 30 minutes. Go on and on. Please do not watch the Anaconda remake. It is devoid of value. Even most bad films have value, but that is devoid of anything. Another special shout out would be to War of the Worlds, of course. Probably objectively the worst film of 2025, like at least from a quality standpoint, from director Rich Lee. But I did have some laughs in it with Ice Cube. Man, the fall off has to be studied, but at least it was funny, so it's not on the bottom 4. Anyway, moving on to my favorite discoveries of the year. Now, there are a lot here, so I'm going to do pretty quickly some of my favorite discoveries of the year, and then do that little aside with films that I can watch until this year. So, yeah, here we go. First off, Humongous by director Paul Lynch. I talked about it on the podcast. Super grim, super dark slasher movie. Feels very evil. It's something like you're not supposed to watch from 1982. Highly recommended. Going to be doing these very quickly. Little shout. But these are ones you should watch in any way you can. That one is on YouTube. Next up would be 1990's Arbor Day by Joseph Sikorsky. One of the funniest horror comedies that I watched last year. I had heard nothing about it until TerrorVision put it out. Super funny, like holiday slasher, but it's about Arbor Day, which is something that you'll never see. The killer wears a giant sunflower mask and kills people with gardening equipment. It's absolutely hilarious. Highly recommended. The release from TerrorVision is also great, so pick that up. Next up, 1973's High Plains Drifter by director and star Clint Eastwood. A horror film that you would not expect to be, but it is one of the most evil, mean-spirited, grim westerns ever. The main character in this, like, assaults somebody within the first 20 minutes of the movie, and it just moves on, so he's vile. And everyone in this is vile. It's just so full of hatred. Fantastic. Beautifully shot movie. More people should watch it, and that's the kind of factor among these that I want to express here, is that everybody should watch these. I'm not covering some of the like classic films that I watched this year for the first time. I mean, some of them are classics, but not something super well known is what I mean, or not watched enough. Next would be 1971's Gushing Prayer by Masao Adachi. It's about this group of teenagers in Japan kind of working their way through like sexual encounters and sort of growing up, and they become disillusioned with everything around them. Super sad, super depressing. Really good. One of my favorite Pink films that I've watched in a long time. And next up would be Good Morning by Yasujiro Ozu. It's about these kids and people in this little neighborhood and their sort of workings and goings-ons, little feuds, little tiffs, little arguments. The kid leads in this are absolutely wonderful, though. It's very cute, very lighthearted, super nice movie. It feels like a warm hug. Give it a go. Criterion released it on Blu-ray. Highly recommended. Next up would be 1955's Douglas Sirk classic, All That Heaven Allows, a melodrama about this older woman who marries a younger man or falls in love with a younger man, and the way that her family, his family, and the town in general that they live in react to this. Technicolor, beautiful, well shot. Rock Hudson, fantastic. Love the movie. And a couple more here. Next up would be The Creature, or La Criatura. God, I'm so bad at pronunciations. By director Eloy de Iglesia, about a woman who has a miscarriage, and she and her husband adopt this dog, and she becomes closer and closer in an obvious taboo way with the dog, as her husband is not treating her well, and it's sort of like, discussing relationships, and that it's great. Very grim, but yeah. Next up would be Miracle Valley by director Greg Sestero, who I got to meet this year at a showing of Big Shark and The Room. Super nice guy. This was his directorial debut. Not very many people have seen it, unfortunately, and it's a great film. It's not The Room. Greg Sestero is definitely a more talented director, and it's like this guy and his girlfriend go to this desert like escape. He's trying to photograph this super rare bird that he's heard there, and they encounter a cult. Super good. Really fun. Pick it up if you can. Yeah. Next up would be David Chung's Royal Warriors from 1986, a martial arts movie that absolutely blew my ass out. It's one of the best stunts in it. Michelle Yeoh, fantastic in this film. Crazy action scenes. There's a fight on a moving plane. People are getting sucked in. Awesome. Michelle Yeoh, chainsaws, great. Pick it up. 88 films, perfect film. Loved it. And a couple more. A quick shout out to a short film, The Manhunt video game adaptation by Isaac Garcia, which came out this year. Really good. Really, really good. As far as like fan films go, this is probably one of the better ones I've seen in a very long time. Super grim, nasty, violent. I still don't like the fake camera grain, but at least it makes sense because of the game that it's based on. But yeah, good stuff. Check it out. It's on YouTube. And now for we'll do a review of that later. Films that I couldn't watch before this year, like the previously mentioned, Tommy Wiseau, 2023, technically, Big Shark, his Ball Up to the Room, and it is something. It's about a big shark in New Orleans. I'll do a full review on it when I'm able to watch it again for Shark Saturday, but it is, if you like The Room, if you see Big Shark coming, it's absolutely insane and nonsense, and if you're a fan of The Room, you know what you're getting into, but this time it's with a shark, so give it a go. Next up would be 2024's, this would be in my top 5 of this year, if it was not technically 2024 film, The Pee-Pee Poo-Poo Man, about this paranoid man who has a crime spree where he throws buckets of shit on people in Toronto, and it is absolutely apeshit. It's, if you like the Greasy Strangler and outsider art like that, you will enjoy it. It's hilarious, it's weirdly mean, it's gross, it's funny, it's even a little bit disturbing at times, so give it a go. It's available on the Pee Pee Poo Poo Man website. Name your price option for buying it, or you can rent it. I bought it. It's a great film. Give it a go. And last but not least here, 2024's Harmony Korine film, Baby Invasion. Not going to be a film for everyone. It's like a first-person shooter on the dark web, but maybe things are real, and the people in the game, their avatars' faces are covered by baby heads as they rob people, and that's the whole film, and it's super weird, psychedelic, mean. There's not really a story, not very much dialogue at all, and it is insane. One of my favorite films I've seen in a very long time. So yeah, I just want to thank everybody for staying with me and the community in 2025. It's a historically bad year for myself and a lot of people, but I'm glad to be here still. And want to thank everybody that listened to the Open Casket podcast, because we are officially over after almost 3 years. Because old Spooky decided to get a real job. And for the people asking if we still talk, no, I hate him. It's not like we talk every day. And our best friend. But anyway, thanks for watching that, guys. And thanks for watching this long video. Love you all. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Keep your notifications on. And as always, no thoughts, zero editing, zero brain cells, and zero planning. I'll see you later. Thanks.